taking in this historic encounter. Everybody wanting to watch this never-ending match. That is superb!
Tennis records that will never be broken. Ever tried holding your breath for more than 1 minute? Tough, right? Now imagine a tennis match that went on for 11 hours. Mind-blowing. Tennis, a game of both skill and stamina, has witnessed some unbreakable records that defy human limits. From hours-long matches to unbeaten streaks, these records will never ever be broken. But before we go any further, here's a trivia question for you. How are mosquitos and tennis connected? Yep, you heard that right. How are mosquitos and tennis connected? Drop your guesses in the comments below. We'll be lurking and replying to as many answers as we can. And as always, if this video serves up some tennis joy, follow that like button and backhand a subscribe for more ace-worthy tennis content like this. Have you ever tried adding up all the points a tennis pro could score in a year? No? Well, let me introduce you to Novak, I'm basically a walking calculator, Djokovic. This dude, in 2016, after casually winning the French Open, decided to just keep racking up those points like they were candy. And if you break down the math, because who doesn't love a little math with their sports, it's nuts. Just picture it, he's got all 4 Grand Slam trophies sitting on his mantelpiece, which, by the way, chalks up to a spicy 8,000 points. Then there's his ATP Finals Championship, that's another 1,300 points in case you're counting, and let's not forget his Masters 1000 titles, Finals, ATP 500 and 250. Phew, all of that in a year? I mean, I can barely keep track of my weekly grocery points. So, to any budding tennis champs dreaming of beating that, you might have better odds winning the lottery while getting struck by lightning while riding a unicorn. Just saying. Alcaraz. Carlos Alcaraz. If that name rings a bell, it's probably because he's the guy who, at the tender age of 19 years and 4 months, when most of us were debating which Netflix series to binge next, snagged the US Open title. Not impressed? Then get this, he also became the world #1. Now, I've heard of teen sensations, but this is like your nephew suddenly inventing a teleportation machine in his basement. Some naysayers, probably jealous their teenage years were spent playing Flappy Bird, argue that this record might someday be smashed. But let's be real, the chances of that happening are like finding a needle in a haystack, the size of Texas, at night, blindfolded. Will we ever see another Alcaraz in our lifetime? My gut says grab some popcorn and wait. But don't hold your breath.
He's got him, and he's been able to break him for the...
Let's chat about Bjorn Borg, the man with a name that sounds like he should be leading a Viking expedition, but instead he was busy crafting one of the most enviable tennis records known to mankind, a 53-match win streak. To put that into perspective, that's like attempting to eat 53 donuts in one sitting. Sure, the first few are a breeze, but by the end, you're questioning all your life choices. And get this, about a decade ago, Novak laced up his sneakers, tried to give Borg a run for his money, and clocked in a 43-match win streak. Impressive? You betcha, but he still couldn't beat Borg's record. Back in the day, top players practically waltzed through the initial matches, occasionally waving to the underdogs they just thrashed. Fast forward to today, and the situation is a whole different ballgame. Literally, the gap between top seeds and, say, the rank 50, it's shrunk. Like your favourite shirt that accidentally got tossed in the dryer. Everyone is desperately fighting for the trophy. Winning it is tough, but keeping it even tougher. It's survival of the fittest, I guess. Given today's fierce competition, winning the first few matches in a tournament might just leave you as drained as if you'd just run a marathon uphill with a backpack full of bricks, wearing not 1 but 10 of your grandmother's nightgowns. The year was 2010, and John Isner and Nicolas Mahut had just made history. Over 3 days, they tennised for a staggering 11 hours and 5 minutes, with a 138-point tiebreaker thrown in the mix. The result? Isner finally clinched the win, etching both their names in history as players of the longest tennis match ever. Sadly, this record is now in the forever safe box thanks to a score system change in all the slams. No more epic 70-68 fifth sets, which, if you ask anyone who loves their sanity, might be a good thing. So while the sheer endurance of that match makes us all feel slightly more unfit, 11 hours and 5 minutes is cemented as an unbreakable record. Switching gears, here's Rafael Nadal, aka the King of Clay, with his jaw-dropping record of most 81 consecutive wins on a single surface. Starting his reign in Monte Carlo 2005, it seemed like nobody could touch Rafa until Roger Federer gave him a run for his money in 2007. Picture this, 11 titles, 2 of them being Roland Garros, won back-to-back on clay. It's like owning a sandcastle competition by building an entire fortress. The message? Do not mess with Rafa on clay.
Wow. What a backhand from Team here, extreme angle. But Robbie, you mentioned at the top of this.
Onto another tennis titan, Roger Federer, who's left his own mark by winning 23 straight Grand Slam semi-finals, starting from Wimbledon 2004 and wrapping up in French Open 2010. This is the tennis equivalent of getting straight A's for 6 years in a row. But just like all good things, Robin Soderling put an end to the streak in 2010. Now, with the plethora of budding tennis stars itching to make their mark, replicating Federer's feat feels as challenging as knitting with boxing gloves on.
That was good.
Let's talk Novak Djokovic and his why win it once when you can win it twice attitude. The man has a double golden masters, a feat as shiny as it sounds. Djokovic didn't just win all the Masters 1000 titles, he went and did it twice. Nadal might be close, but with the clock ticking, Djokovic might just be the lone ranger in this club. It's like acing an exam and then deciding, for fun, to take it again and ace it once more. He's got the sauce, that's for sure. Last but not least, what might be the crown jewel of records, 14 Grand Slam titles in the same tournament. It's not just tennis royalty, it's sports deity level stuff. 15 years, 3 losses, 14 trophies. Every final faced, every final conquered. The consistency is just baffling. Like a baker entering a pie contest and winning every single flavour category with just one pie. The sheer audacity of this record makes it possibly the brightest gem in the sports world's crown.
Shot of the day. Easily.
In essence, records are more than just numbers. They're stories, legacies, and moments of pure, unadulterated greatness. But between you and me, while these records are awe-inspiring, the real joy is watching them being made. Now let's circle back to our trivia question. How are mosquitoes and tennis connected? Well, here's the answer. Mosquitoes and tennis intersect in 2 intriguing ways. Firstly, mosquito zapper tennis rackets exist, designed like regular tennis rackets, but with an electrified grid instead of strings to kill mosquitoes on contact, offering a more straightforward approach to tackle mosquito nuisances. Secondly, the realm of professional tennis saw one Carlos Ferrero, a retired player, earning the nickname the Mosquito due to his swift and agile playing style, drawing an imaginative parallel between his on-court maneuvers and the buzzing flight of mosquitoes. I bet you weren't expecting that, were you? And that my friends, is game, set, and match for this episode of Glam Slam Tennis. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action and what we have in store. Until next time, stay fabulous and ace those serves.